This is really what all these people here are about. And that is, it was buried in a multi-page insurance contract. To the best of my knowledge, not one agent ever told one purchaser of those contracts. In fact, I'm of the opinion most of the agents didn't even know it was in there. And that basically says that if you were here last year, then you know that the Navy has modeled the storm. They tell us that in a place like Bay St. Louis, there were 4 to 5 hours of hurricane-force winds before the water ever got here. It was not quite, the farther east you got, it wasn't quite so bad, but even in Biloxi, there were 3 hours hurricane-force winds before the water ever got here. And so after those 3 to 4 hours of hurricane-force winds, if you basically had a 2x4 left standing where your house used to be, and then the water came and knocked down that last 2x4, this means State Farm wasn't going to pay you. And if you think about it, the nation has been very generous. 42,000 FEMA trailers in South Mississippi alone, rental assistance. Cost $16,000 to buy that trailer, $16,000 to set it up. It was way too expensive, but that's the cost, what it worked out to. And if you remember, that homeowner's policy was supposed to pay your additional expenses when you lost your place. It was supposed to pay for your apartment. It was supposed to pay for someplace else to live while they're rebuilding your house. And the nation picked up that tab with things like the homeowners grants. So for the naysayers who say this is big government, no, common sense approach so that government doesn't have to pay the bill that the insurance companies should have paid. And with that, I would like to, yes, Rosie. You might want to grab your dad's.
I'd just kind of like to make one comment about what you were just saying. And a few days after the hurricane, I went with Mother and Daddy to the State Farm tents to file a claim. And we were told then to keep all our receipts. We had plenty insurance coverage. Everything was going to be fine. We didn't have a worry in the world. And the next thing we heard, we had zero value. And so I agree with you completely that I don't believe that the agents, I don't know where that came in, but at the time they weren't aware of it. That much I can tell you. I can testify to that.
Thank you, Rose. Well, again, we're trying to get a cross-section of Mississippi and people that are affected, because this really is a national issue. 52% of all Americans live in coastal America, 24 states. We're trying to pass a national law so that you can buy one policy and be covered. So to help make that point from the Chamber of Commerce, Tish Williams.
I want to know who made the lineup and speakers. Dr. McFarland is a hard act to follow.